All right. So different things within the subcultures of the LDS culture with diffusion.
Yeah.
So something I thought about was, as times changed with, like, I know in like the earlier history in the church, when they did introduce garments, that they were like all the long john ones, where they were all like down to your ankle, like full pants and then full sleeves. And over time, as women started to be able to wear pants, and those pants turned into shorts, and long sleeves went up into, half sleeves into t-shirts, our garments went with that.
Yeah.
To where they are now.
And even now they're still changing. I mean, maybe not as drastically, but like I know that you have like the different types of cuts for the necklines and stuff.
Yeah, they've recently gone from all being like really high-waisted, like the bottoms being really high-waisted, to now they have what's a natural, like your waist and then your natural waist, so to go around your hips rather than all the way up to your shoulders, pretty much is where they sat on most people. And so that's one of the new things that are changing with it, just to meet the demands and needs of what is popular now, since most people don't wear their pants up in their natural waist.
Yeah.
The younger generation doesn't. So.
Yeah, that's a good one. And then you say through the church history, I mean, it's not anything that's happening anymore right now, but Black and men being able to hold the priesthood, that was something. I mean, it had to do with Revelation as well, but if the culture didn't change, I don't think that would have changed as soon.
Yeah, so with the changing of African Americans having more rights and equal rights, that wouldn't have been able to happen.
Yeah.
That was a good one. What else in the church? I see more sisters going on missions.
Yeah, that's big one.
Even the age change on it, rather than having it later. I think I had heard that some of the revelation behind it was so not only more brothers, like more young men would go, but so more young women would. And that the young women, when they got back and they ended up getting married, they wouldn't be like 20, 22, 23. Because some didn't even go at 21. They would wait and go at like 24, 25. So by the time they got home and got married and had kids, they're closer to 30. And so they wanted to make it so the young women were home earlier so that they could not be so old when they got married.
Yeah, I don't know how true this is, but one of my friends suggested that another reason they lowered the age limit for the guys and the girls was so people would go to the temple earlier, because a lot of the guys wouldn't go to the temple until right before they went on their mission, and girls until they went on a mission or until they got married.
Well, I see. Before it was that you couldn't go through until like a month before your report date. And same with like when you get married, they wouldn't let you go until like a month before. And because if you were to try to take your endowments out before you were like, let's see, if it wasn't for one of those reasons, you had to be like 26 to go take them out, is what they would suggest. You'd be like 24 or 26. And so now they've changed it so if you're spiritually prepared and you feel you're ready, then you're allowed to go through after you're 18 without having one of those other reasons. So that's something that's changed too, to me, like over time. to get more people to go to the temple and to encourage us all to be there.
Yeah.
So, let's see. Have you taken Family Foundations yet, which I guess is now the Eternal Family?
I have not.
Okay. So there's, because I know going down where it says like about the shift in views on birth control in the LDS culture,
Mm-hmm.
like within the LDS church too. I know in the, like in that, let's say it's now called Eternal Family, it talks about the proclamation and some of the church policies and different things, and it talks about church and birth control.
Mm-hmm.
And how it goes into with, you know, it is between the husband, wife, and the Lord about whether to use it or how to use it and everything else. Because as it said, like, there were plenty of generations, even some of the older people now think that it's not okay and that they've passed it down to their kids. Like, I had a friend that she was so against birth control, period, because of it. And so, like, when they got married, they immediately had a child. Like, they got pretty much like a wedding night baby. And so just because they were like, no, we're not going to use birth control because it's of the devil. Why should we hinder having kids? And then there's like my husband and I, we were just like, we're going to wait till we're closer to being done with school because that's what we felt was right at the time.
Yeah. Yeah, I've had a lot of friends, you know, who got married while going to school, and it's, yep, we're going to school, we don't have time or the capability of having a child, or, you know, we just, and have gone to birth control. Anyone thinking or saying anything about it.
Yeah, it's not something that most people talk about now anyways. I see another one. Let's see.
Yeah.
There's another one I was thinking of. Darn it. Oh, there were other people in the church that I knew just because of the way that we view things with our bodies and how, you know, you're being chased and everything. I knew a few people that they wouldn't let their daughters use tampons because they felt that it was against the law of chastity if you're sticking anything there before you're married. It's like breaking your virgin. They viewed it as like breaking your virginity if you use tampons before you're married. So I thought that was an interesting one within, because that was actually like more than just like one or two people. It was like a good bit of people over, not just in my ward, but in other wards that I had been in, or other people I knew, and I thought that was kind of unique to some LDS people. So, because I hadn't heard that before. So.
Yeah, I'm more.
Oh, you're breaking up.
All
right, you're breaking up. It's starting to go spotty.
Yeah.
All right, sorry. Everything had like just frozen over the past like last things you were saying.
Darn it. Well, hopefully it doesn't do that again.
And I was like, darn it, no.
Yeah, I was just saying, like, I can imagine that view on like tampons as being something that, you know, get to your virginity is, you know, something that might have been a more prevalent view when like tampons were first invented. But yeah, these days, imagine a few people in the world think like that.
Yeah. Yeah, because because now with how everything is, I don't see it that way just because how everybody uses them and they're all there. So.
Thinking back with the birth control, and about some people think that it shouldn't be used, it makes me think, even now I have some friends who, like, they're not married but use birth control just to, help with their period.
Mm-hmm.
And both LDS friends and non-LDS friends. So that's definitely something that's changed a lot since even like a generation or two ago.
Yeah. Yeah, because I know plenty of people in the LDS church who they don't start any of that until they're engaged. So then they can, like, if they're going to use birth control, then that way they're covered once they're actually married. But
yeah,
like there's some people, it just depends on the circumstance that I've in the church that they've used it for regulation during teenage years for medical reasons. But other than that, yeah, most people in the LDS church stay away from it until they're to that point where being sexually active is a possibility.
Yeah.
So. All right. Is there anything else on here that you wanted to touch on? Oh, you're freezing up again. Darn it, no, you're frozen.
Am I still frozen?
No, not now. Now you're good.
Okay. Yeah. Just looking over the stuff again, because when I was reading it earlier, I knew there was a couple things that I wanted to touch on, but can I remember them now?
Oh, that's how it always happens. We always just end up forgetting right when we get to it.
Yep. And
Or I forget
as I read
through.
Yeah. I'm like, I should take notes on this so I remember. I'm like, no, I'll definitely remember it. It's a big thing, or
Yeah.
there's not much to remember. And then, whoop.
Well, there it goes. Yeah, all right. Then I guess if neither one of us can remember anything else that we were going to say, then that would be a good place to stop if we all are comfortable.
Okay.
All right, then that is the end of this.